Hello, I'm Andrew Canfie. I'm the creator of Better Sheets. Thanks so much for watching this free tutorial. You may recognize this from another free tutorial, which I talked about summary tab when I shared with you the minimum and maximum formula, and also I shared with you index match and filter formulas. In this video is less tactical and more strategic. I am sharing with you some tactics on how to keep your sheets secure, but generally speaking, I'm going to be speaking with you about what to do and what not to do when creating sheets, sharing sheets, and some features you may or may not know about, but like giving you some creative use cases of those. So when securing data, one of the principles of data is garbage in and garbage out. If you get garbage data, you're going to get garbage analysis. If you are crowdsourcing your information, or if you are allowing, say, other people to edit your sheets, there are some good practices and some bad practices. I'm going to share with you a lot of the good stuff to do and really only one thing to avoid. So stick around for the end. I literally tell you the one thing never to do in any sheet whatsoever. I've had experience with it, and I'll tell you what my experience with the one thing you should never do. But what you should be doing is using Google Forms as much as possible. If you are getting information from other people and they're going into a sheet and filling out that information, you have almost no way to verify that data, and it takes actually a lot of legwork and formula work to validate to do data validation inside of Google Sheets, whereas Google Forms has a great amount of tools to do that for you. One thing that I found interesting is if you share a sheet, and this is actually a fun way to give people access to a sheet, but allow them to enter data in a different way. So what it is allowing them to be a commenter. So if you go to advanced, you can see you can can comment. So you can edit, can comment, and can view. You probably have only used edit and view, and probably given people more edit access than they need. But if you say, you ask someone, hey, take a look at this sheet and suggest some changes, don't give them edit access, just give them comment access. You can also prevent editors, or you can also, for commenters and viewers, you can click this disable options to download, print, and copy. And that makes it very simple to keep your information from going other places, but also just what I've found is people will it won't be out of negligence. It'll just be out of like, oh, I want to help. So they'll download the data, they'll put it into their own sheet, mess with it, and then tell you, here's all the changes. But like, you don't have any version history. You don't have any like way to really see what their changes are. Like, if you just give them comment access, they can literally comment, and you can have a documented process of here's what your comments were and here's what I did to resolve those. Really interesting. I like this a lot too. And also it's a good way if you are getting, say, reviews of something, or not necessarily just adding rows, but getting more information about a certain subject. Use comments and then change those comments into yourself into columns. And that's a good way to make sure that the data you're getting is secure. And comments are a great way to, and a creative way to get interaction from stakeholders. You can secure from comments, but also here's something interesting. So many times you will share an entire sheet and there'll be many tabs. And say I'm working sometimes with an executive who I work with them on the summary tab, and sometimes they're very good with Google Sheets and they really do want to like help with like percentages or sums and stuff. But I don't want them dealing with the data, or I don't want them doing anything to the work that I did out of either negligence or they really want to change it. Like maybe they just didn't realize they could change something and they accidentally did. So what you can do on the down arrow of a tab, you can go click that, and use protect sheet. And in this, you can go down to a range and say, hey, don't touch any of this like A through H, but you can change these columns, or you can say the entire sheet and set those permissions of anyone or only you, right? Or show a warning, or you can even restrict it to anyone, only you, no one else can use it. And that's a really interesting thing to do. And this little lock icon shows up. You can see it, I have it there. I can always delete it here, delete range or sheet protection. And only I can do that now that I've set that permission. You can do that on every sheet that you don't want anyone to mess with. You like, even if they don't do it out of like spite, they might do it out accidentally. They might be wanting to move these table sheets, and they want to hide it. Hide is right next to protect. So if they want to hide, there's delete, or they might want to duplicate, but they accidentally hit delete, or copy to. Like, there's so many things they can do here that it's easier to just protect yourself, because it literally doesn't take very much time, right? I just did that in about 30 seconds each one, or less than 30 seconds each one. And the last thing I will tell you is, if something happens, there is a great way to see all the changes. So if you say made some changes, you can click here at all changes, and all of the changes, and there's some version histories here. This is a really cool thing. You can create your own, say, backup system by renaming these, or rather naming them, and then looking back and saying only show the named version. So what's good about this is it also shows you the editors of each one. So if somebody says, I never touched this, I was just in here looking around, I didn't edit anything, you can go in here and look, did they edit it? And see. Let me just wait. So the last thing I will tell you is what not to do. One of the simple, lazy things to get in the habit of is, if you want to do some kind of work on a summary page and you're like, oh, I need to just do, some math. I don't know, this times this. This is not a thing. And you have a number, but that's not the number you want to show. You want to show another number, but you have to do it in a cell. What is very typical to do, and it's a very lazy thing to do, is to hide a column. So I just hit Control and click there, or right-click Control, or right-click here, and I hide column. Now, never hide columns, and here is why. If you hide tabs, let me hide this tab. There is always the way, without unhiding the tab, you can go here, see all sheets, and see that that tab exists. There is literally no way to understand what is hidden here. All I can see is that there's C, E, and then these two arrows, and there's something hidden. You cannot make a comment next to it, because that comment people will think that the comment is for this cell, not for this underneath. You're just, if you hide something and then write a note, like note here, like you're just dirty, you're just like messing up the aesthetic of here. So what happens in reality is that if you hide something, literally every single person who ever sees that will ask what is hidden and unhide it, and then hide it again, being like, oh, I don't need to see that. You can even be like, keep this hidden, and everyone will unhide it, and everyone will hide it again. And it's just unnecessary work. So what I suggest you do, and how you never have that problem, is do all of your work on a tab called Work. Right? So make any math that you need done, do it on another tab. You can even show that work and say, here's where I did the work. But this summary is really just for someone to read, right? Don't make it an interactive thing. A summary tab is truly for reading and understanding a summary and just seeing the analysis and not actually interacting with it. That is something I probably should have said in the other video, but Who knows? Thank you for watching all of these videos. Thank you for never hiding any columns. I am going to see you on the other side of the paywall, because if you don't want to pay, what you should do is you should email me right now. You can email me. Here, I'll put it in right here. I'll show it to you. Andrew at canfieapproved.com. Email me. Tell me why you're not going to pay. I am more than happy to answer any questions you have about Google Sheets. If you have just like a quick question you want answered, I can put it in a video for you. I can help you out with some issue or problem, or share with you some creative tactics around it. But email me, Andrew at Canfie.com, at canfieapproved.com. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy, and go and make your sheets